Okay, so it says the cost in dollars to shred confidential documents of a company is modeled by C. All right, so it says C is the cost, and it's the cost in dollars. So we're going to need that unit here. Okay, so I'm just going to say this is our C unit, but a differentiable function of the weight of the documents in pounds. So it's a differentiable function of the weight, which means this right here is the weight. So if in a way you can look at it as the C of W. Okay. And the weight is in pounds. You are going to need that. Okay. Of the following, which is the best interpretation of C prime of 500 is equal to 80? I'm just going to look at the units first, just because that's kind of how I do it. So it's going to be 80, and it's the units of Y, which is cost, which is dollars. So it's going to be dollars per whatever this is here. The units for that for weight is in pounds. So it's going to be dollars per pound. Okay. And then it's at a specific instance in time at 500 for the pounds. You could write that down if you want. So at, W equals 500 pounds or something like that if you want to write that in. But that's what that's representing. So this is the instantaneous rate at 500 pounds of the cost to shred confidential documents. That makes sense. So I didn't even look at the multiple choice responses first. And if you notice, I said rate of change at that instance. This one says the cost, okay? There's nothing about rate of change, so it's definitely not going to be A. Here it says average cost. It's never the average when it's the derivative, okay? That when there's a prime there, it automatically is the instantaneous, so it's never going to be the average. Here it says increasing the weight of the documents by 500 pounds. There's nowhere where it even says that. Also, it says increasing the weight of the document to 500 pounds. It's not an instance when it is exactly 500 pounds. So I would say that is definitely not going to be it. It's also kind of weirdly worded. I don't even know how this would look. So let's look at D. It says the cost to shred documents is increasing at a rate of 80 pounds per pound. Now it says increasing at a rate. Okay, you could just say it's also changing at a rate. The rate of change is that. It just so happens to be that the rate of change is positive, so you could say it's increasing at that rate. So the cost itself is just the cost. It's changing at a rate of this. Instead of saying changing, they say increasing, like I just said. Weight is 500 pounds at that instance in time. So D is the correct answer.